and Daniel Hutchins. We are shirtless in the bed because guess what? It's late night videos. Yep, it's late night videos. You know what that means. It goes from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. the next day. And it's about midnight here in Quirky. So, what are we gonna go after today? Well, considering I was trying to post a video on the HHP, but because it said it was too long and has exceeded past the time limit, I have to slap it on HHO instead of HHP. Even though initially it was supposed to go to HHP, I just had to post it on HHO instead of HHP because I'm not eligible enough to have long enough videos yet on HHP. So this is why it's important that you guys subscribe to my channel HHP, so that way it could be as successful as HHO. Hence also why it's also the second most popular channel for the Hutchins Huts. Make no mistake. Again, plus because I've been doing HHO far longer than I have done for HHP, because I've only started HHP like only a few years ago. So, again, what are we doing? Well, we're doing a little bit of some video on my laptop over next to me. And oh boy, oh howdy we are. Oh boy, oh howdy we are. Because, yeah, we are trying to catch up on some stuff. Or should we say we're trying to revisit some stuff. You know, classic stuff. You know, from the free services like Tubi. So right now it's just doing a whole 60 minutes of advertisements. Because, Lord forbid, it feels like everything on streaming services tends to be having to be attached to the advertisements. Because, again, streaming services won't be able to make the money for their ad revenue without having advertisements. Again, because we're in the 21st century, we have streaming services, and therefore they have to sell advertisements. Yes, they're trying to sell advertisements. Obviously, I think it's kind of dumb. But anyway, I'm not in charge of TV. I just talk about TV. So, again, let's not make no mistake. Let's not make no mistake, okay? Okay, so now I'm watching a commercial or an advertisement for Orange Fanta. Okay, so what am I watching? Well, I'm watching the best of the Little Rascals. Yes, I'm watching the very best of the Little Rascals. Yeah, that's just the end of that one. But anyway, yeah, I'm watching the very best of the Little Rascals. Okay, so I'm watching a little bit of the Little Rascals. Because one of the things that me and Master Eric used to do, we love to watch the Little Rascals. But I wanted to show you just a little bit of it, that way so that if the copyright police come after me, they won't be flagging me for having copyright material. I also have to have my laptop on sound down, otherwise you wouldn't be able to hear me talk about what I'm doing. So, in my own defense, it makes a lot of sense because, you know, when copyright police are after my ass and saying, hey, you can't say that, hey, you can't use that, you can't use that, and it's like, that's kind of what has happened to some of my last channels. You know, Hutchins Hut Revolutions, for example. I lost the Hutchins Hut Revolutions because I was using copyrighted material. So, again, also I was doing lots of sexual content. And boy oh howdy, sometimes we just feel like we just want to watch some of that sexual content, or as other people call it, pornography. So, again, I try to kind of do it on my own regard and by my own rules because, again, we all kind of have those nights where we just want to jerk off or sometimes hump something or dry hump something, So, again, we've been sexually curious about the opposite sex for, since the age of 13. So, it makes perfect sense to, explore those things. And boy, oh, howdy, it definitely is. Also, here's another little bit of the Little Rascals. So, right now, they're basically, the mom's telling him, have you brushed your teeth and have you combed your hair? And, like I said, it's basically the 1930s there for you. So, again, it's alfalfa. Alfalfa? Yes, alfalfa. Sometimes you feel like you literally feel like you're alfalfa. Because, boy oh howdy, when you don't have your hair cleaned up, you didn't brush your teeth, you didn't take a shower, hey, that reminds you of me. Because sometimes, at least in some of my earlier segments over here in Quirky, I had done a little bit of live shows where I was in the shower and you guys saw me in the shower. So again, because this is a grown-up channel, it's not supposed to be made for children because my channel was never intended to be for children. So therefore, I have to kind of play it safe and by my own rules. Because this is the Hutchins hut, goddammit. It's the Hutchins hut. So by doing that, we need to say our own ground rules. Yes, okay. Also, here's another little bit of the Little Rascals. Okay, so they're just sitting down on the sidewalk in front of the front porch. And there we go. Oh, wait, we just missed it. But over there, on the other side over there, there's Mary. There's Mary. She is basically the girl that we saw on The Little Rascals. I mean, let's make no mistake now. Mary is like, oh Mary, oh contrary, you were so wary. Then you realize you're so pretty. And boy oh howdy, she definitely is. That's kind of like why she's also known as the Queen of the Tots. So, again, so now I'm watching this moment where Alfalfa, basically he's putting all this yucky stuff on his hair, and now we got a little chunky kid over here, and he's also goofing around. Yep. And then mom's like, hey Alfalfa, what are you doing? What's happening? I thought you're going to go to Hollywood. Well, no, I don't have to. Because I have my friends here. And why would I have to go to Hollywood if I live with my friends? Or, I hang out with my friends. Probably not a good idea to sign your shoes on your mom's kitchen chair. But hey, you got all soup polish all around this chair. Okie dokie, artichoke. There we go. There's another segment right there for you guys. I'm hoping that copyright police don't take this down, because if they do, the FBI will probably be at my house in seconds saying, hey, why are you posting this? Why are you sharing this? And I don't want that. So, again, it's for entertainment reasons only. Quite literally and figuratively. So now, the dad's like, hey son, thanks for the cigar. And Chumby's like, yeah, no problem, Dad. That's why I'm there for you. To make sure that you are having a wonderful day. Yeah. And Chubby is like saying, yeah, that's alright, son. Make sure you put those flowers in the vase with some water and make sure Mom knows. There we go. There we go. That's a little nice scene right there. Okay, so there's again Mary and Chubby, and they're kind of just flirting right there. And then there's also Alfalfa on there on the other side. Alfalfa, Mary, and Chubby, and they're just hanging out. They're just hanging out. They're hanging out, like I said. It's the 1930s. What else would they freaking do? They have to have some fun. You know, they're basically the little rascals. And yeah, this is basically the shit that Grandma and Grandpa grew up on. More specifically, our Grandma and Grandpa, and your Grandma and Grandpa, and his Grandma and Grandpa, and her Grandma and Grandpa. So therefore, by automatic default alone, that is why we love to go back and watch the Little Rascals. Cause boy oh howdy, we definitely love our Little Rascals. I mean, that's basically American TV right now. We're watching some American TV right now. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I don't really know how long I'm going to stay on this live show, but I was going to try to point out some more announcements for you. Well, tomorrow, in case you guys missed it, tomorrow I have church in the morning. And then after church, I have to find out what I'll do for the rest of the day. But, now I'll have to let you know if I'm going to throw on some content next week. But I do have to let you know, yes, I have to do episodes 4, 5, and 6 for the show Ironheart. We have to do episodes 4, 5, and 6 of Ironheart because, again, Marvel decided, we'll release 3 this week and 3 next week. And, again, granted, it's important to realize that Marvel's formula sometimes is the right formula, despite the fact you guys have said otherwise. Because on July the 1st, not only is that the day where we have the last parts of Ironheart, it's also the kickoff month of Eric Appreciation Month. So, again, and then on Monday, my sister turns 31. So, yeah, let's make no mistake now. Let's make no mistakes now. And boy oh howdy, let's not make no mistake now. But that's kind of what you'll have to look forward to next week. I'll let you know what happens then. Until next time, see you on the hut.